Conscious Collaboration brings together entrepreneurs, changemakers, and thought leaders. We aim to highlight the people that embody the idea of aligned mind, body, and business. Each week, we share, discuss, and learn from the various experiences and ideas of our guest experts. Through our discovery, we find a path to an aligned mind, body, and business.
What up, y'all? I'm Emily.
And I'm Lisa, and we are the Conscious Collaboration. How you doing, Emily?
So good.
So good. We can't get through one episode without terribly ruining a
Singing.
That's going to be in my mind the rest of the day. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
So today, I thought it would be good to talk about something that has come into my awareness at least 3 times within 72 hours. So that tells me it's an important topic to talk about. And that is the concept of power versus force. I've seen it in social media, power versus force come up again. It's come up between me and one of my lovely mentors, Dr. Miriam, who's well-spoken on the topic. Originally, she turned me on to Power versus Force, written by David Hawkins. That's one of her favorite books. She uses it in her practice with dowsing. And there's a lot of great lessons to be learned in there. I like that there's science in there. And it's something that can be helpful to everybody, especially those who are walking in the entrepreneurial world, where we are being, and actually, if you're not in the entrepreneurial world and you're interacting with someone in the entrepreneurial world, we are being faced every day with people selling us something, and trying to communicate and market, and fast-paced world, and there's so many people out there trying to get their messages out there. And those that are most successful are ones that are able to really, I would say, garner, and it came up in the pre-chat too, but garner an influence that's genuine and really building connections with people versus those that are out there used car salesman, you know what I mean?
Trying to force it.
And
I got the power. There's another one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look at me, all the bells and whistles. So we see it. I am fascinated watching everybody do these really cool dances and everything on TikTok and looking to get attention. And I wish I could dance that well and be as creative in putting together videos and reels, but
I like your dancing.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm working on it. My daughter is teaching me some TikTok dances that I'll unleash one day soon.
I think you should unleash your own signature style of dancing onto TikTok.
Okay, I really only do that.
Power versus force,
yes.
my dear.
Well, I
don't
only
force
really
the TikTok dance. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean,
you just be full lit Lisa, clapping your hands.
The creator of it. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. So when I work out with Emily, she plays some amazing music.
Or when you go to the club.
Or yes,
when you dance the same way.
when have I gone to the club?
Back in the day when they had clubs.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I went to a club dancing. And I hope to God I did not dance like that. We should go just see what I do.
I hope you did.
But how would you describe my dancing?
Prayer hands clapping.
I think my inspiration originally was
Richard Simmons.
Yeah, a little bit of Richard Simmons in there. Yeah, now I just can't stop. So Emily calls me Lit Lisa. That's my name in the workout app. And I'm quite a force. Talking about.
Or are you?
Or am I an influencer?
What are you?
We don't know.
Yeah.
Keeps you guessing. Yeah. So the topic of power versus force, like when you are having to be in that force energy trying to get attention can be pretty exhausting, right? It doesn't feel good necessarily. It requires a
Seems
lot of
like
effort.
it goes hand in hand with a lack mentality space.
Yeah.
I don't have, so I have to force, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to try to get it. Versus, and I'm like, this is resonating with me so much right now. It's like how do you find, when you're trying to create something, when you're trying to manifest something, when you're trying to push something forward, especially like in a business, you have to find that balance between action and reception. And you have to find that fine line between, you can't just sit on the couch and expect your manifestations to just come to you. You do have to take some actions, but like where are the actions beneficial and effective and necessary, and where are they just forceful, just trying to push something that isn't working in this particular way.
Yeah.
And you have to find that, but it's not easy at all to kind of check yourself and be like, okay, like, am I taking necessary actions or am I trying to force something?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's easy. It's not, uncommon for someone who's an entrepreneur with a lot of going on to dip into lack mentality as you're trying to scale and expand.
it's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. You have to catch yourself and recognize it because, sometimes you be lacking.
Right.
But like, a particular thing, you don't have a particular thing in that moment, or you're very close to needing a particular thing like money, capital, whatever. And you just have no idea like where it's going to come from.
And it puts a lot of pressure.
And it's
on
hard
everybody.
not to get in that lack mentality when that's the case.
So when we consulted the I Ching, it resulted in pushing upward, which is the cutest little image here of a tiny seedling sprouting and coming to the surface. And it's like, can you imagine if you were so excited for the seedling to grow into a plant and you just couldn't wait any longer, so you dug down and tried to pull it up?
Right, try to pull it up. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going to just fucking break it.
Oh, you just killed it. And it was going to blossom in a couple of days. Yeah,
Why
way to
did you
go.
kill that seedling?
So it's all about like getting things going in the right direction.
Planting the seeds,
planting the seeds.
But
and
then just chilling.
Yeah, and it's
watering it where necessary.
And noticing the changes that are happening and going in the right direction, rather than trying to force it outside of its natural timing.
And having patience and having trust that it's going to grow, because it's one of those things like you do know it's going to grow. Of course, you don't have 100% guarantee, but you do know it's going to grow. Like, we don't regularly go dig into the ground and try to pull our plants out because that doesn't make sense.
It's not good.
It's right. But we do essentially the same things with, our other creations sometimes. Try to make it grow faster, try to make it grow in a certain direction. When we've really, if we took a step back and look at it, we'd be like, well, I planted that seed. That's really, I can check in on it every once in a while. I can see if it needs anything, but I can't make it come out when I want it to.
Yeah. And it's just that inner knowingness that I did everything that's lining everything up in the right direction and nourishing of it, but not tampering with it or rushing it. We talked about earlier too, I think your analogy of I think you were talking about like a strong man or like a powerful man that just doesn't need to walk around.
I think was the word. Yeah.
Sorry, where did that come from?
Something that I'm going to butcher if I try to I literally saw it on someone's stories from a reel.
A dangerous man, but it's just like What is the concept? Like someone can just sense someone is a dangerous man. He doesn't have to wear a sign.
Right, right. You don't wear a sign. You don't go around telling people I'm dangerous. I mean, that could go for a lot of adjectives. Powerful. You don't have to go around telling people you're powerful if you are
Mhm.
powerful.
Right.
You don't just go around punching people in the face to show them that you know martial arts. Like,
Right.
look what I can do. So yeah, it's one of those things. And I also thought about I don't remember the name of the damn story. Like, is it the emperor and the emperor lost his clothes, the emperor's new clothes or whatever?
Yeah, something like that. The Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
like naked
Right.
in real
Yeah.
life. Yeah,
But he
yeah.
believes that he's clothed.
hmm
Is that how
I
that
don't know if
story
that's
goes?
the best analogy, but yeah, it's that like showing up in authenticity and just being powerful versus forcing it, feeling like you have to tell people you're powerful in order to feel powerful.
Right.
Because if
So,
somebody's doing that, right, then really what they're trying to do is actually feel powerful.
right. Right. Right.
Whereas if you actually are powerful, then that comes from an internal place of knowing that you are powerful, and you don't have to say anything at all. You can just be that.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
And so that makes you more dangerous, more because you got some sense about you, and
mhm.
you can make your moves without telling everybody, oh, I'm so great, I'm so strong, I'm going to do this and that and the other.
The most interesting people are the ones that look like they have a secret. And like, what is their secret? What's the secret to their success? It's not the ones that are going around saying, look at my resume, look at all the accomplishments I've had and why I'm so wonderful. It's really just whatever confidence that they have in existing in that wonderful thing that you kind of desire or that you seek for yourself that attracts you to them.
What if you went to a party and you just saw somebody like going around like, want to see my resume?
I've seen that before. It's called business networking.
Well,
People
yeah, but
people do that.
that's like a party with the purpose of doing that.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
just
mean,
mean like a regular old like.
I also don't like that in
I
business
mean, I guess
networking
that's kind of
either.
what business cards are, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah. I
really.
mean, but haven't we seen people like that at parties before where it's kind of
Sure, I guess they just don't carry like they're just like talking about it. Like I do, like when you always lead with something money or
Mhm.
job related kind of thing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I think you don't want to be that guy at a party that is known for like, hey, did you ever talk to that guy that, you
Especially when you run into the guy who's just punching people in the face to show them that they know martial arts.
right? I'm gonna hang over here, not by
Like,
that guy.
you two go over there.
They can hang out together.
Get to know each other.
Yeah. So I think as something just to contemplate on for those that are really focusing on doing that inner work and showing up for the greater good in their services is really just don't get yourself sidetracked by watching what everyone else is doing, for example, in their marketing and social media and their presence in the community, the way that they're showing up. Stick true to who you are, your story, your knowledge, your experience, and really get grounded in that knowing that there's something different about you and what you're providing. And the best way to market is not by, showcasing all of your triumphs and your resume and your success, but rather what is the greater good resulted. And I think to a great degree, letting people come to you and when they ask, they'll ask questions. What is it that you're doing? I want to do more of what you're doing, whatever it is. For example,
Right.
Emily, your system, Iron Yogi, is completely unique to any other fitness professional I know. I work with people internationally. I don't know anyone else doing the Iron Yogi method the way that you've created it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's really like that's just who you are. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say that I don't think people are really going to try to attack you because you just exude a strength in that,
Yeah.
confidence.
Come at
You
me,
just
bro.
you walk in your power. So, I think that in itself attracts people, experiences, clients, prosperity to you, just showing up in your like you-ness versus
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah. Well,
playing
I
the same
think that's
game.
part of cultivating power, real power, personal power. Not and so, yeah, let's make that distinction. Not necessarily like power over others. This isn't about, controlling others or ruling others or anything like that. This is like, at least in my view, a personal power thing. How able are you to move forward and get done the things that you're trying to get done and achieve? And the answer to making yourself more powerful is always just to put back into yourself,
Mm-hmm.
to evaluate yourself continuously and, feed your mind, feed your body, feed your spirit, and just continuously see where you can improve and, take the proper steps. And that's how you develop power.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's a real difference too between like the used car salesman approach of like, I'm the best, work out with me, I'm the best, versus, I'm sharing my story with you. I'm still in my story, become a part of it. That type of experience is different. It's like,
Mhm.
it's,
Versus just trying to create an image of that experience. What
yes,
makes
correct.
me look powerful? And then, behaving based off of that versus what makes me better? What can I do to make my business better? And working from that, from a place of genuine power, creation, authenticity.
Yes. Yeah. Creative
Mhm.
power was a big message that came out of the I Ching. As we were talking about that pushing upward energy, being able to grow and scale from a place of power versus force. And really, too, the importance of knowing when to ask for help. And you can be powerful and be able to call upon your helpful people or your
Mhm.
collaborators to help you on your journey. And I think
Well, and that is power, isn't it?
that
Like,
is
when you really think about
exactly.
it, being powerful doesn't mean that you can do everything all by yourself. Like, that is not in the definition of I haven't looked up a definition of power, but I'm pretty sure that's not in it.
Right.
And my apologies to Webster if, if
I'm
I'm
not going to look it up.
wrong.
I'm not going to Google it this time.
We're gonna remain intentionally ignorant on this one. But
Mhm.
yeah.
I
It
think it
doesn't,
takes
it's not
like,
about being able to do stuff without others. Like, I would argue that, having others who are ready and willing to step up to the plate to help with that mission, to collaborate is power.
it
You,
is. It
you
was
know what I mean?
evidence. When you have other people come to you and surround you
Not
and
because
say
you're
like,
controlling them to do so, but
right.
because they want to.
Well, they can
They're
see the
compelled
same,
to.
yeah, they can
Mhm.
see the same vision and they're compelled to assist. I think
Mhm.
that is an indication of great power. It takes a lot of bravery and vulnerability to be able to share your vision and extend your power and scaling of your business with others. And I think as we were building this whole concept of mind body business within conscious collaboration, I think it really hit at an important time when people were realizing I can't be I can't work in isolation. Okay, I'm a solopreneur to start out or whatever, but that doesn't mean I create this empire on my own.
No,
To make it real.
You
You
can't.
can't.
You can't. You literally can't. Even if you are superhuman, seeming to others, and even if you have a multitude of talents and knowledge, like you can't. You just can't. And if you think you
Even
can, let me know. We'll fight about it. I'm just kidding.
do a
That was
TikTok on
force.
it.
That was how to do force, not power.
Right. Good demonstration.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So also in terms of power versus force is that when you're selecting your collaborators, the importance of making sure that they are in the same mindset. They're not going to inject any doubt or pity or shame into what you're creating. It's important to be above that place of neutrality to co-create and to really exude, stay on that path towards power and influence, versus getting, on the train of desperation and dividing what you've created.
Well, in desperation, I mean, to me is like a form or a flavor of fear. And making any decisions out of fear is like, I don't like to speak in absolutes, but it's just is almost never good to make a decision out of fear unless you're running from the saber-toothed tiger or whatever, like that kind of fear, like imminent danger.
Yeah. So I don't know if I could take away anything from the timeliness of really focusing on this concept at this time, I think I would really, and I think I do a pretty good job of this, but I think it's a good reminder for me to activate my collaborators when I'm trying to expand and grow in any area of my business.
Collaborators, activate.
Activate. But
we get like a secret like whistle or something. Like a call.
Okay. Yeah, bat symbol. But that's the round table. That's the, board of directors that you have for yourself to evaluate like what, let's have like a quick chat about this. Am I way off base or is this something that we can do?
I like to picture my board of directors kind of like the Mad Tea Party.
Yeah. Or Merlin's
the Mad Hatter Tea Party.
Yeah. I like that.
We'll keep our meetings with a little pizzazz.
What's in the cup?
Opium.
And that's the secret sauce. But I mean, really just to keep that energy of creativity and to draw upon everyone's expertise and their life experience too is super wealthy. That's very advantageous to have a round table of people that are also in a place of creation and, influence.
Well, you have that age-old saying, knowledge is power, and multiple people, generally, assuming that you've picked a good Mad Tea Party, a good board of directors, multiple people have more combined knowledge than just you do.
Yeah.
Your people know some stuff and have experienced some stuff that you haven't. And so, whatever situation it is that you're trying to figure out that you find yourself using force to try to get through, somebody like if you just kind of sound it off on, one of your main people, you may have a whole nother world opened up for you because they have some insight that you just couldn't have come up with on your own.
Yeah, insight, resource, especially when you have similar businesses. it's easy, that broadens your base that you can communicate with. I would also say too, like when things start to feel lack, to be able to get back to the place of joy. And that's something that we always talk about. So,
and gratitude for, exactly what exists in this moment.
Exactly. Are we missing anything out on this power versus force?
That's another one I think we could probably talk about for hours and hours, but that's just because we can do that.
We could do that, but
we've been talking.
I think we could, or we could just leave it at this and just
we could, because I don't think people want to listen to us talk for hours today, at least.
Yes. Well, I mean, I just think
or maybe you do, and maybe someday
we can
do that.
And certainly
hang out with us.
If someone wants to come hang out with us, they can come find us inside of the Conscious Collaboration Collective on Facebook.
They sure can.
Yeah, they can. But, I think it's a good reminder for everyone out there to really think about, are you feeling in a place of lack, and therefore are you operating out of a place of force, rather than, are you trying to pull the plant out underneath the ground before it's ready?
Yes, stop it. You're being a dick. Don't do that anymore.
That's not nice. Don't. Emily will throw a crystal at you.
I remember that from last week. I don't want to waste a good crystal, though.
Right. I know. So
for somebody who's being a dick to a plant. So just
don't do that. Let it incubate. Whatever you have going on. If there's something that you need some positivity thrown at, you can put it inside of the Facebook group. It's closed and private. We don't share outside of that. So I would love to hear if anyone, first of all, if anyone's looking for a circle inside of that group, if they're looking for like-minded people to generate and nurture their power and get out of that state of force so they can just be happier and hopefully attract that abundance much more easier. I would love to hear about it, hear the ideas, hear where you are, hear where you're struggling inside of the group. And, likewise, follow the link inside of the description. You can find us on Instagram. And make sure that you look us up on your favorite, wherever you found us, make sure that you go up to the top, show that you listen to us, make sure you hit subscribe and give us a rating. And
yes, all the above.
Keep us alive.
Yes.
So leave anything out? Word. I think I encapsulated it all. It's been fun.
Ooh, encapsulate.
Thank you. That's an example of a long word I used
impressive
correctly.
Word for 4:00 in the afternoon.
It is. It's the only word I've used correctly today.
Is it?
Yeah, I've messed up a few times.
Good one. It was a good one. It was a redeeming word.
I just say it with confidence, and usually people can figure out what I'm talking
Encapsulate.
All right.
Did it work?
We're all mad here.
Yes, we are.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you in 5.
Talk to you in 5. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank y'all so much for listening to our podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends so they can join our circle of collaboration on this journey. You can find us on Instagram at Conscious Collaboration Podcast, on Spotify, iTunes, and Audible, to name a few. Please join us next time for another deep dive into how you can live life in more alignment, mind, body, and business. Send us your questions and comments in our DMs or email us at consciouscollaborationpodcast@gmail.com. See you in 5 minutes.